Good morning! Today, Theme Park Girls is coming to you from Six Flags America. It's right outside of Washington, D.C. This is our home park. We live about 30 minutes away, but we have not been here in a few years, so it'll be exciting to see their new steampunk section that opened about a month ago, and just in general to refresh ourselves with everything that is Six Flags America. This park does not have the best reputation, so we are hoping to squash that and see if things have improved for the 2024 season. So follow us around today as we explore Six Flags America. Okay, we haven't even made it into the parking lot yet, and it's a disaster. And somebody's trying to cut me off. So as I said, this was our home park. It has also been my home park for basically my entire life. I grew up coming here when it was years before it was called Six Flags. It started off as Wild World, and that's when I used to come every summer. And then it was Adventure World, and then it eventually became Six Flags America. So it's had many transformations through the years. Some good, some not so good. It's definitely had its ups and downs, but the biggest change that I can tell you now is starting during COVID, they are now charging extra admission fees to get into the water park if you come for a single day ticket. In the 30 plus years that I've been coming here, that has never been the case. So that's a new change for season pass holders and everything. That doesn't apply. But if you're just coming here for a single day, please do keep that in mind, because that is a big change and something that never used to happen before. I think the red dude partied a little too hard last night. So this behind me here, this big wall that's up, used to be a pathway that would take you across their big tidal wave boat ride over to the western area, which is the new steampunk area. However, it's totally blocked off. The boat tidal wave ride is obviously not operational right now. And what's interesting is the sign says, "This attraction is closed as we evaluate the future of this site." That's really interesting. But it's a really big, middle section of the park just to be closed, especially in the middle of July. So that's really weird. Okay, we've been here for a total of 5 minutes and have already been directly involved with other guests' bad behavior, especially towards us. So you're not gonna ever be like that when you're a teenager, right? No. So behind me is the new Steamtown section, and I don't know if you can see right back there, the fencing is up. This park has been open for close to an hour, and the whole new section is blocked off. But I have been told that this Western show that they're showing here opens up this section. So you have to watch the show where this whole section of the park will actually be open, which looks like is about ready to happen soon. This is a lot to go through just to walk into a new section of the park. Literally people are turning away because nobody just wants to wait. What is happening? And there's all of 7 people waiting to come into this park now because everyone just got frustrated and left. So I understand maybe the ride's not opening right away. That happens at theme parks. Cedar Point, for example, certain rides don't open until a little bit later in the day. But just to have this whole brand new section that's been open for only a month be closed off and to not even let people walk in and enjoy it, it's kind of weird, right? Right? So far from what I remember of the Western section that this used to be a couple years ago, nothing has really changed all that much. Like the facades have changed and they're new colors and they've been refreshed and updated. It looks like we'll go over there to the old Mind Racer. I do not know if that's still the name of it, but it's gotten a fresh paint job. And you do have one of these new little rides like you have at Hershey Park and a couple other places. This one's called the Steam Whirler. So this is here now, and this is a brand new ride. But overall, not too much different. If you remember the old Western section, it's really not a huge, massive change. And it is so quiet, you guys. There's nobody here. They have one of these at Hershey Park too. That's the first time I've ever seen one anywhere. And they're fun. It's a good thing there's like nobody here and there's nobody in line because they take forever to load and unload. So at least we don't have to deal with that today. Whatever the electric derby is, that's not working. Okay, we just completed our ride.
It was garbage.
It was garbage. Like, it needs to be torn down. Like, I don't even know why they spent all this time and money repainting it and renaming it and putting it in this new section when it's just horrendous. I don't know. What did you
It was the worst ride I've ever been on. It, like, really hurts your legs and your arms. And it's really rickety, and it rocks your head everywhere.
So there's no clear place to put your hands and to hold on to anything. So you're either holding on to the actual sides of the coaster or these soft kind of like modified vest restraints. So that's a little awkward. And the seating position is a very bucket seat. So if you aren't like the perfect leg length, it is going to be a very uncomfortable ride. Not to mention the fact that it's tossing you everywhere. And it still manages to bang your head even though there's nothing to bang your head against. So I can firmly say this is a one and done and we will never do it again.
There are some really strong G-forces that pushed down my seat so I couldn't move, and it was just hitting my head everywhere, and it was really bad.
It was just terrible. Terrible.
Never again.
Never again. Also, just a little bit of a disclaimer. So I am a bit like a little old lady walking around the park today. There is something happening with my knee that's making things a little difficult and challenging for me today. So some of the more rickety rides I will not be going on just because I don't want to have further injury to something where I don't even know what the injury is yet. So things like Roar and maybe Wild One and a couple of the other ones I'm going to choose to sit back. So we're going to have to rely on the Shelpster and Adelaide for an accurate account of these rides. Oh, just wanted to throw that out there. Hey, how was it?
Terrible. It was really rickety, and sometimes the lap bars can really push down on your legs like Shelby's.
Are they like the new Comet ones? Are they like those?
No, they're like the ones at Comet and Holiday World. They're really bad, and it was so rickety, it like pulled something in my back. It wasn't great.
It really hurts your head because it's so rickety.
It does.
And I tried pushing my head back, but that just made it worse. I do not suggest going on this ride, and try definitely a smoother ride.
All right. You heard it from the girls here. Another glowing review on another coaster here at Six Flags America. Okay, we're going into Gotham City now, and the entrance to it is right underneath of Wild One, which desperately needs a paint job. Like, I don't know how you would like renovate and do that whole Steamtown section and not give the most, you know, in my opinion, iconic roller coaster in this park, you know, a nice little fresh coat of paint. Doesn't really seem to make much sense, does it? Yo, $6.50 for a bag of potato chips. Okay, Joker's Jinx is like a little launch coaster. It's kind of like Flight of Fear. Actually, it's almost just like Flight of Fear, except it's outside. But it's not open, so we'll try to catch that one later, I guess. There used to be a pretty fun water ride. About up to 6 or 7 people could fit in a big tube, and then just a conveyor belt takes you up, and then you just go down it. I think it's called Penguin's Plunge. I could be wrong on that, but Blizzard River, not Penguin Plunge. Whoops. That does not look like it's been open all season. I mean, it's in deplorable condition. So, check for another ride not being open today. Oh my gosh, guys! There's a ride actually open. Superman Ride of Steel. Let's go get on it before it breaks. Okay, we just got off Superman Ride of Steel. What did you girls think?
It's definitely a lot smoother than all of the other coasters, and it was really fun. He said on like the little bunny hills, it kind of jolts you up into the seat, but otherwise it was really, really, really fun.
What about you, babe?
It may look like really scary, especially since it doesn't have overhead. It's kind of just this one little tiny bar, this one little tiny bar over there. But it's not as bad as it looks. The worst part is definitely the bunny hills coming back, because you really get jolted into that seat. But I would definitely do it again, and it's definitely the best ride in this park.
So the bunny hills are my favorite part of the ride. The last little part, it's really great. There's 2 massive double helixes. The drop really isn't that bad. It is a fun ride. There are a lot better ones out there, but as far as rides in this park, if it's open and when it's open, come to this one first for sure. One thing I did notice when you were on Superman is if you looked over to the left, there used to be this massive kids area specifically for, you know, little kids to get on different sort of rides, and that whole area of the park has been completely abandoned. It's just a big mess. It hasn't been touched. There's just trash everywhere. It's so sad to see, because it was like a huge, nice, big area. And even if it was a space for you to just bring your kids for a little bit out of like the hustle and bustle of a crowded park day. But it's just a shame that that whole aspect of the park is no longer there, because kids do need a place to go other than that small little Looney Tune village, which I will show you in a little bit. So another whole section that's just closed and non-operational. Batwing is Six Flags America's flying coaster. Now, I've only been on one flying coaster before, and that's Nighthawk at Carowinds. It wasn't a fantastic ride, so let's see how Batwing compares. down now too. Mwah.
There was a baby snake, and it was really cute.
That's not open either. I've lost track as to how many rides are not operational here today. And we're not talking just like temporarily down. We're talking like have never opened for the whole season. So the Wild One is over 100 years old now. And this little lady needs some love. I mean, when you think about, like, for example, Thunderhawk at Dorney Park, that turned 100 this year. If you go back and look at our Dorney Park video when we went on Thunderhawk, it was all dressed up in the wood, you know, it was taken care of and it was fresh and new. And they really took pride in the fact that they now had a 100-year-old roller coaster. And it was so cool to see how much, you know, it meant to the park, or seemingly anyway. And then you come over here and you get this. I just feel so sorry for her. She deserves more love. Absolutely. I do have to admit that I'm very biased about this roller coaster. I grew up coming here, as I stated before earlier in the video, back when this used to be called Wild World, and this coaster was such a massive, massive part of this park. And just to see the condition that it's in, it just really, like, I know I'm kind of harping on it, but it just makes me so sad. You know, this was my coaster. You know, everyone has memories of their first coaster, and this was it for me. Hey, how was it?
I really liked it. It was very smooth for a 100-year-old coaster, and it was really fun.
Oh, great. What did you think, babe?
I thought it was actually pretty fun, but it was rickety, but I thought it was actually a pretty fun ride.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I can't get on it right now. Oh, I guess looks can be deceiving, and do not judge a book by its cover. Gosh, come on. Okay, that's it. That wraps up our day here at Six Flags America. It is at most a half-day park, unless you are utilizing Hurricane Harbor, and then I would go ahead and spend a full day here. You know, I really came in wanting this place to be great, and I really came in wanting this place to be how I remembered it when I was a kid, not how I remember it in the last decade. Unfortunately, I am leaving disappointed. So, what did you think?
The real two coasters that were actually good was Superman and Wild One. Well, of course we didn't go on the Batwings
Or any of the other coasters, because they were all down, right?
or like Firebird and Joker Jinx.
Honestly, the rides aren't great at all. Most of the time, the rides are down, and so there are only like 2 rides that we really got to go on because nothing was really open. It's just not a great park.
Okay, so the thing is, now that Cedar Fair and Six Flags have officially merged as of the beginning of this month, July, there's lots of speculation that this particular park, Six Flags America, is pretty high on the chopping block to make some quick money. And to be honest with you, it almost has the feeling that they've already started packing their boxes. who knows if that's actually the case or not, but I don't think anybody would be surprised. And it is such a shame because this park, in one form or another, has been around here for so long, and I have such fond memories of it. That being said, the positives, the staff that we've encountered today, for the most part, have been really helpful and really nice. Operations, especially on Superman, that ride crew was really, really good. And there were no waits on any of the rides that were open. So at the end of the day, it is still a day outside in the sunshine, and you can still make the best of it. Like, we still had fun. We just were a little bit disappointed for various reasons. So if you want to come here, I don't know that we can highly suggest it. I know I say that in a lot of my videos, but if there are rides that you want to get on, especially if you're, wanting to do a coaster count and stuff like that, then I would definitely come here, especially to ride Superman. But in general, honestly, if you're from the DC area, go ride 2 hours north to Hershey Park, go ride 2 hours south to King's Dominion. Both of those parks, you're going to have a much better experience and a much better time with just a small ride.
Also, you can also ride 2 hours from here to another Six Flags park called Great Adventure, and it is so much.
Yeah. So that's probably going to be one of our next vlogs, the Six Flags Great Adventure. So stay tuned for that one coming out shortly. But anyway, thank you for following us around today. And please remember to like and subscribe. And we will see you on the next one.